In our history and in our ideals, America has been a Christian nation. I think most Americans believe in God, think religion is important, and we ought to defend those folks.
Missouri's senior senator stands pat tonight after an eye-opening speech advocating America be only about one religion, Christianity. You just heard part of the senator's interview with First Alert 4 today. Now, this follows a call to action in the middle of an election year to fellow conservatives.
The reaction to this spreading like wildfire online today. There are people and opinions on all sides of this. At the core of the senator's stance and urging to change the nation's way, which was founded on the freedom of religion. Now, to catch you up on all of this, here's some of what Senator Hawley told a conservative gathering Monday night.
Some will say now that I am calling America a Christian nation. And so I am. And some will say that I am advocating Christian nationalism. And so I do.
In this campaign, there's already a ton of talk about Christian nationalism, but what exactly does that mean? Here's an explanation from a former minister and Christian nationalist.
Christian nationalism is an ideology that is based around the idea that this is a Christian nation, that this was founded as a Christian nation. Our laws should be based on Christian values. Being a Christian is important if you want to be a real American.
Our coverage of this now turns to David Amilati as the senator defends and others show concern about his stance. David.
Sam, this will be a recurring current in this election year. Constitutional expert and associate professor over at SIUE, Dr. Timothy Lewis, tells me the ideology uses the Bible to frame goals like banning abortion, overturning equality laws and rights, and the removal of many types of books and libraries. And some say this stance makes the commitment to the separation of church and state difficult.
Some will say that I am advocating Christian nationalism, and so I do.
U.S. Senator Josh Hawley's words Monday met with applause at a conservative convention in Washington, D.C., a stance he doubled down on.
It's a fact of history, not open to debate. It's a fact of history that we were founded by Christian believers and that our fundamental ideals, including those in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights, all come to us from the Christian tradition. That's just a fact. And I think it's worth preserving.
Such a statement is just not historically accurate.
First Alert 4 took Senator Hawley's claims to SIU Edwardsville political science professor Dr. Timothy Lewis.
When you look at the philosophical tenets by which we frame our country, you're looking at secular philosophers like John Locke, Thomas Hobbes, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, all people who were not necessarily Christian in their faith or in their religious practice, but had notions of equality or justice that we see as the bedrock of our country.
Dr. Lewis says the assertions of Christian nationalism lack fundamental tenets of Christianity and instead display tenets of white conservatism.
It's a problem because in the United States, according to our First Amendment, we have a freedom of religion where we cannot conditionalize any aspect, rights, or privileges of citizenship based upon your adherence to a particular religion.
Dr. Lewis says this radical ideology backed by many in the Republican Party is followed by a small group in the country and referenced more in this election year.
I would ask him, is he ready to normalize violence in this radical way that I see this path going?
Senator Hawley denies this stance threatens the safety of non-Christians in the United States.
We're not going to say, you have to sign this confession of faith in order to be a part of our government. We're not going to sign this confession of faith in order to be a citizen. That also is a Christian principle. That comes down to us from our Christian tradition. All of that is worth defending.
Senator Hawley goes on to say no one has supported religious liberties for all people more than Christians.
Well, who's feeling scared now are Jewish Americans on our campuses who are being assaulted by radical secularists and nutcases who want them driven off of campus and out of America. And I talk about this in my speech. It's precisely those kind of people who are a threat to this country and to our national unity.
Hawley's most prominent opponent for U.S. Senate, Marine veteran and lawyer Lucas Kuntz, calls Monday's speech and Christian nationalism about control and taking away individuals' freedom.
It is an agenda of controlling everyday people in the doctor's office, in the workplace, in their bedrooms, and like for a freedom-loving state like we got here in Missouri, that's bad.
Those concerns flooding social media. One user on X says, I remember when the GOP always talked about their love of freedom. Now they oppose it. Another wrote, "We are a religiously pluralistic nation. That is one of the great strengths of the United States." A third saying, Josh Hawley, "We know the rest of the story of Hitler and his followers' persecution of Jews, Jehovah's Witnesses, and blacks."
That's such a brain-dead argument, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure that's something you've read on Twitter, but come on. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. Our Constitution is the opposite of fascism. Fascism, the blood and soil nativism of the left, the blood and soil nativism of the last century, that is something that the Christian tradition explicitly repudiates.
Is this ideology extremism?
It is radical in nature because it actually subverts one of the foundational principles of the American democracy.
Now, I did ask Senator Hawley how he can endorse Christian nationalism while also endorsing former President Donald Trump following his publicly known issues with infidelity, among other issues. Hawley responded by saying that I have what he calls full Trump derangement syndrome and said that question is not serious journalism. Also, I did take time to reach out to the Anti-Defamation League for comment. I just haven't heard back yet. David Amilati, First Alert 4.
David, thank you for that reporting tonight. And